if you believe, like me, that regenerating as many as territories of life as possible in the world for conserved and protected areas is worthwhile, well, let's consider together what are the main conclusion of the work. That on one hand, we need endogenous self-strengthening, what indigenous scholars like Jeff Corntassel, Sutej, who and many others describe in terms of resurgence, decolonization, self-determination of the custodians. However, there is also a need for policies that recognize and support custodianship, policies that broadly support justice in all its dimensions, social, environmental, climate justice, because it is only the connection between these two that can keep really territories of life. And this is the result of the analysis that is collected in the book. Now, this is also the broad understanding of the ICCA Consortium, that is the organization that I mentioned to you, that it has roots in the broader movement that promoted equity in conservation since the early 1980s. And it was, however, established in 2008, legally registered in Switzerland in 2010 as a global member-based association. And the members are about 300 organizations and, most interesting, federations of custodian communities and civil society organizations supporting them. And there are about also 500 honorary members representing 90 countries. The mission is what unites all of them in this organization, which is to promote the appropriate recognition of territories of life and the appropriate support to them, because we have found out that broad but not appropriate recognition and support can actually destroy territories of life. All the learning of the consortium is embedded in their manifesto, in our manifesto for territories of life. And these are the key concepts in the manifesto. Let me say that here I could take a week to discuss this concept, but it's just very quickly. The custodians need to self-identify and organize themselves for mutual recognition among peers, not recognition by others. They feel that they have collective rights, but also collective responsibility as custodians, responsibility to govern and conserve the territories of life, to prevent their fragmentation, privatization, to prevent that they become commercialized, militarized, and so on. And of course, doing that needs plenty of activities, documenting, sustaining, defending territories of life, most of all, looking into the processes of self-determination as people and as custodians of the territory, and recognizing also the dangers and the opportunity of relating with others and seeking justice. So the work of the consortium is at various levels: local, national, regional, and international. At local level, for a long time, the consortium has been supporting processes of self-strengthening in a variety of ways. Well, we could discuss a long time here, but I will tell you a little bit more in a moment. At national level, however, networks of custodians pull together for a critical mass of support to understand the policies of the governance of the government that are in support of territories of life, but also the policies that are endangering and blocking territories of life, and thereby argue for and advocate for good change. At the regional level, there has been mostly interactions from different countries in terms of sharing experiences and capacity building together. And at international level, this is probably the work that the consortium is best known for, because we have been promoting international policy recognition of territories of life in a variety of fields, not only biodiversity conservation, but also cultural conservation, adaptation and mitigation of climate change, food sovereignty, and so on. The consortium has been extremely prolific in terms of technical publications in various languages all over in the last 15 years, but even in the prior reincarnation. And some of the last multimedia products are this one report on territories of life that came out in 2021, is about 20 cases of territories of life described in depth. This one, which is a manual of experiences of communities translated into methodologies for other communities to strengthen themselves and their territories of life. And this last volume that I talked to you about. The last thing I'm going to tell you is that there is an ICCA registry of territories of life held by UNEP WCMC in Cambridge. And there, the custodians can submit information directly. It is requested that they go through a peer support and review system in their own countries, but they can still send even in the process of going through this review. This, my last slide, is the website of the ICCA Consortium. If you go there, you'll find that it is two websites in one, because on the green part, you find much about ICCAs, basically territories of life. And on the orange part, you find much about the consortium as a major organization. And I would like to thank you. Thank you for your patience. I hope I didn't go above my time. Thanks.